A very good morning, children. In this video, we are going to learn English lesson number 11. As we have already learned the lesson 10, Lost Pumpkin number 1, isn't it? Yes. I hope you all understood the lesson and you have done the book back exercise also. Today we are going to learn the Lost Pumpkin 2. Lost Pumpkin 2. Okay. Yes, do you all know the story, isn't it? Yes, the pumpkin has been lost. Who took, and then the Mr. Kapoor was very much angry, isn't it? Yes. Okay, the Kapoor was very angry, and just the children do not know what to say, and the Dadaji was also now very much worried, isn't it? Yes. And what happened with the sad face, with their anger and with the sadness, they returned from home. They returned to home. And Dadaji, what did Dadaji do? Dadaji went to his room, and it is already noon. Okay, morning they went out, but it is already noon, and the children were very hungry as they had not eaten anything since morning, isn't it? Yes, from morning they were not eating anything. And the children are feeling very hungry. And now, then let's go to Madru Halwa shop, said Rohit. Who said? Rohit. Rohit said to their friends that we can go to the Madru Halwa shop. Okay. Yeah, yes, and then all agreed, and they what will you get from this halwa shop? They'll get the hot samosa and halwa. So Soumya and also agreed, and they all went in the Rohit's and the Soumya and Rohit went in the Rohit's bicycle to where halwa shop. And there Madru was there, and he welcomed Soumya and Rohit, and he was very proud to know why, because he was the best halwa seller in the town. He was very much proud. Okay, Madru. And now the children, after reaching the shop, they were eating, and the children were, you can look at the picture also. Children were eating, and two boys appear. Okay, the two boys, you can look at the picture. The two boys appeared there and carrying so much huge bundle. Okay, you can look at on the top of your head. Okay, there is a huge bundle there, isn't it? Yes. Two boys appeared inside the shop with a huge bundle, carrying the huge bundle. And these boys were asking the Madru, the shop owner, that shall we begin our work? And Madru suddenly turned pale. Madru is the shopkeeper, isn't it? Yes. Why he was turned pale and started scolding them? Because they were carrying the pumpkin that was being lost, isn't it? Yes, Madru was very much angry, and they started to scold them. And you fools, why did you bring this here? And take it home at once. Okay, Madru is asking the two boys to take the bag, to the huge bundle, to home. Okay, as the boys were turned to go, what happened? Yes, the bundle slipped down from the hand. Okay, the bundle slipped down, and it rolled up. It rolled, and what comes out, the knot also, it was open. And what was there inside the bundle? It was the pumpkin. Pumpkin was inside. And who was watching everything? Who was there in the shop? Yes, and Rohit and Soumya, isn't it? Yes, they both were there eating halwa and samosa on the shop, isn't it? Yes, they both were looking very, very angry at the boys who are carrying the pumpkin. Yes, and Soumya was very much shocked that it was their pumpkin that is being stolen. Okay, with a black cross mark, that is the mark which has been put by their family. That is the black cross mark on the pumpkin. So stop, cried the children, but the boys ran into Madhu's kitchen. What happened? They both were making us to shouting and to stop, but they ran off. By now it was clear that the thief was Madhu. Who was the who stole the a pumpkin? It was Madhu who stolen the pumpkin. And wasn't he famous for his pumpkin halwa, the best in town? Madhu tried to explain, but the children ran after the boys. The two boys left the pumpkin bag down and they started running. And the two children who were eating the halwa, isn't it? Samosa. They also followed their boys. They went skipping over laddus and burfis till they reached the back door. The boys were trying to run away with the pumpkin in a cycle rickshaw. They hired a rickshaw and they started to run off. But Rohit, what happened? Rohit and Soumya, they were the one who were eating samosa and halwa in the shop, isn't it? So what did Rohit do? Rohit quickly hopped means jumped onto the bicycle with Soumya behind him and raced through the traffic. Raced through means just went very fast, okay? They went very fast, Rohit and Soumya. Okay, Rohit quickly hopped onto the bicycle with Soumya behind him. Rohit was driving the bicycle and Soumya sit behind the Rohit, and they moved very fast. There was a traffic. The road was full of traffic, but they moved very fast in the traffic. Nearing the rickshaw, Soumya caught hold of the handlebar and shouted, "Stop, stop, or I will call the police." What did Soumya do? Soumya started shouting she went to near the rickshaw and she caught hold of the handlebar, the rickshaw handlebar, and started shouting. Okay, yes, and this made the rickshaw puller this made them the rickshaw puller frightened. That is the rickshaw who's driving the rickshaw, who stopped. But what happened? The rickshaw was stopped, but the boys who was inside the rickshaw ran away. And Rohit quickly caught the pumpkin just it was about to fall to the road. They both of them left the pumpkin inside the rickshaw and they both ran away. And what did Rohit do? Rohit just catch the pumpkin which is about to fall down to the ground. Then leaving the bicycle, he got onto the rickshaw. He was just following them in the bicycle, isn't it? So Rohit left the bicycle there and he went through the rickshaw, and followed by Soumya on the bicycle. So they returned home. So Soumya in the bicycle and the Rohit in the rickshaw. They went to home. And Dadaji, what was Dadaji doing? Dadaji was sitting. When they both entered into the house, Dadaji was very sad and sitting. But when they entered and when they show the pumpkin to the Dadaji felt very happy to see his pumpkin. And they were just in time for the vegetable contest there, okay? Yes, they were just in time for the vegetable. There was a vegetable contest. Yes, we remember that in the beginning, Lost Pumpkin 1, Dadaji was the always be the winner and always be the contest for last 15 years. Dadaji was the had been winning for the vegetable contest. Yes, but this time the pumpkin was lost. So Dadaji was very sad. But now he got the pumpkin back and Dadaji was very happy. And they were just in time for the vegetable contest, whereof the pumpkin won the prize. Again on this year also, for the past 15 years, Dadaji was the winning. Dadaji's pumpkin was winning the first prize. But he thought this year I will be missed it. But he was very happy that this year also Dadaji's pumpkin won the first prize. On the way back home, the children told the grandfather the whole story, what all the things they had lost it, who found it, isn't it? Yes, you all know the story very well, isn't it? Yes. And they are returning home. All the children told the grandfather, the whole story. What happened? How did they lost the pumpkin, and how did they find it back? And that evening, they had a visitor called Madru. Okay, yes, and Madru. And please forgive me, sir. He said, okay, who Madru? He get after winning the contest. They all returned back to the home, and that evening the Dadaji had a visitor. Who was he? He was the Madru, and he asked forgiveness. He asked to forgive him and to bowing to the Dadaji. And such a beautiful pumpkin, you see. Sir, my daughter is getting married, and I wanted to make the best halwa for the wedding feast. Okay, so that Madru's daughter is being married, and they need a beautiful pumpkin, and I wanted to make the best halwa for the wedding feast. Why? Because Madru's daughter is being married, and in that marriage they wanted to make a halwa with that pumpkin. So Madru came to Dadaji to get the pumpkin. And if you had only asked me, I would have given to you, Dadaji told him firmly. Then he smiled. You can still have it. So Madru is the one who was Mr. Kapoor, isn't it? Yes, they were only taking the pumpkin, isn't it? So Dadaji replied to Madru that if you had asked me, I would have been given unto you. So Dadaji was very much consoled, and he, with a smile in his face, you can still have it now if you had not asked, but you can still have it, but on one condition. What is the condition? As the children held their breath, he said, the halwa should be as nice as my pumpkin. Yes, the pumpkin was so good, isn't it? So what, for your daughter's marriage, what are the halwa you're going to make is to be as much nice like the pumpkin which is as nice as the pumpkin which the Dadaji is going to give. Okay, that is the only condition which has been made by Dadaji to the Madru. Okay, this is the lesson. Is about. Again, she found out the pumpkin, and Dadaji was very happy to see the pumpkin again, the lost pumpkin again. That's all about this, and the book back exercises and then question answers will be done and given in your WhatsApp. Okay, for your homework, children, the lost pumpkin has so many meanings. Okay, on the corner of so learn the meanings of the lessons, and then just write five times, practice and in your Zoom class you'll be having a class test in the meanings, the lost pumpkin 1 and 2. Learn the meanings. That is for your homework. Okay, that's it for today. Thank you, children.